All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakim across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And I got an article pulled up here. This is from RT News, and this is a quick prophecy update through the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And it says, it's entitled, Russia, NATO, War over Ukraine is becoming increasingly unavoidable. By Glenn Dyson, professor at the University of Southeastern Norway and an editor at the Russian and Global Affairs Journal. It says, Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that the West isn't taking his country's red lines seriously, and the U.S. and its allies could be about to sleepwalk into a dangerous conflict with the world's largest nuclear power. So you see that here. Red lines are about deterrence. The purpose of drawing them in the first place is to communicate crucial security interests and the severe consequences that would ensue if they were undermined. In essence, Moscow's ultimatums are intended to stop the West from making a dangerous miscalculation. Deterrence rests on the 3 C's: capability, credibility, and communication. Russia has the military capability to act if its red lines are crossed. It demonstrated credibility in terms of its preparedness to act on threats, and it knows the specifics must be communicated clearly to avoid the West making any missteps that would necessitate a forceful response. However, the weakness in its red lines in the current lack of detail as to what would happen if another nation took a step too far. All right, so basically, this is a rumor of war, man. All right, and what are these rumors of war? All right. A signal of the coming of the Lord. This is what these are basically birth pains, or exactly birth pains. All right, so you have a woman, before she gives birth, she has those contractions, different sorts of birth pains, correct? All right, so the Lord left us, all right, tokens in the scriptures to let us know when his return, all right, would start to manifest, and we're seeing it. All right. And this is Esau. This is prophecy anyway, because you Edomites, ultimately you're going to be led into a war that you're going to lose, right? World War III. Where that's according to the prophecy in the book of Revelation. All right. Also, you got you have this tag, electronic tag coming. Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, so all these things are, manifesting like the Lord told us. Oh, God, man. All right, all these things are manifesting like the Lord told us in these last times. All right. So let me get a scripture. Let's go to the book of Matthew 24. First let me get this real quick. All right, because this is a signal. This is also a signal that the people ruling in America are the Edomites, man. All right. This is Habakkuk 2. And we'll start at 1. Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And we're in this time reading these prophecies. Okay? All these prophecies were written aforetime. All these different characteristics and attributes, all right, that were given to Esau, such as the sword, such as the power of deception, such as bogarting into different people's lands. This was already written. All right, so we know that these things being written, all right, that were written by the prophets of old, all right, that we're reading now, all right, that we're supposed to take these things and run out to the highways and byways and teach them. And that's what you see the men all over the earth, all right, starting with the apostles and elders on down doing. Why? Because it's the time of the manifestation of these prophecies, man. All right, verse 3, for the vision, and it's going to go into it here. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And that's concerning all these prophecies. All right, it's concerning all the things the prophets of old wrote down. All right, all these things are manifesting. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. It's talking about the so-called white man, you Edomites here in America. But the just shall live by his faith. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're seeing us live by our faith. Okay? Oh my God. This always happens. You do a lesson. That's how you know this is all orchestrated by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You go to do a lesson, all right, and your test is to get through the the distractions, the text messages, and the calls that come in right when you do a lesson. Everything's a test, man. All right, but we're gonna go on and continue this lesson. Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And that's what you see the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua living by, this faith. Our faith in, Lord willing, being redeemed out of America, Babylon the Great before the destruction that who's going to bring? All right, the Russians. All right. Right along with a conglomerate of other nations that they're going to do what? Be a guard unto. Okay? They're the strongest nuclear power on the earth, man. That's what they said. All right, and that's prophecy, because they're going to use those missiles and they're going to shoot them over here in America, right along with the other nations. All right, and that is the prophecy, and that is the orchestration of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Habakkuk 2 and 5, this is the point here. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Always in somebody's land, always, going past somebody's limits, somebody's boundaries, as it said in that article from RT. And the Russians are ultimately the Chinese, all right, the Persians, which are the Iranians today, all right, North Korea, and a conglomerate of other nations. They're tired of you Americans bogarting and going into their land. China has just become the wealthiest country on earth. There was R2. I did a lesson a while back on that. I believe it was a couple days ago, man. Right? So China, Russia, these other countries, they're getting tired of you Americans, man. And it's going to get to the point where it's going to ensue on war. War is going to come forth out of all of this, man. That's what the prophecy states. All right, Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2 and 5, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all peoples. Because this man can never be satisfied. This is why he continuously goes into other people's lands, other people's territories. All right? Because this is the damn devil that we're speaking of here. And we're coming to the end of his rulership. Okay? That's why you're seeing these rumors of wars. All right, let's go to Matthew's 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so we're hearing of these rumors of wars. Let's see if I can get this in the strong. Let's see here. Get that word for rumors. G189. Rumors. A hearing, the act the act, the sense, or the thing heard, audience, ear, fame, which he heard, hearing, preached, a rumor, a report, an audience. All right, so this is the report. Did we not just read a report that stating that Russia is warning the West to stay out of their damn land and stay from across their boundaries, or there's war that's going to ensue? Yes, these are the rumors of war, and there's more and more of these rumors of war, all right, that are going to manifest as we get closer and closer towards World War III. All right, so let's get another scripture real quick. This is what's going to come forth. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. All right, so here it's talking about the Russians because they're in that land of Gog and Magog today. All right, so the Lord is saying that the nation that will be in this land in the last days is going to what? Bring forth judgment, all right, to Babylon the Great. And it happens to be the Russians. So all this is lining up. All these prophecies that are written in this book are lining up. The Israelites waking up is lining up. And ultimately, what's going to come from this, the war of all wars. All right, World War III, the third woe, according to the book of Revelation. Ezekiel 38:3, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, because the Lord's going to put the Russians back in the Cold War era spirit. Okay, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses, and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, that's the Iranians, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgama of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Verse 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself. That's why Russia and these other nations have been stockpiling, all right, these missiles, have been mass producing these missiles, all right, and improving their their missile defense system, improving their nuclear systems, improving the way their missiles get to other countries and continents, improving the distance. Why? Because this prophecy is taking place. The Lord's putting a spirit on them to prepare to go to war with America. It's inevitable. All right, Ezekiel 38:7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself. The Lord spoke of these things in Matthew 24. The rumors of wars, the report of war. And now we're seeing them. And there's going to be more and more reports of war. All right, and it's all going to lead up to what eventually? World War III. Where America, the Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed. It talks about Babylon the Great, which is America, all right, being made desolate in these last days. It's written all throughout the book of Jeremiah, all throughout the book of Isaiah. This great mystery kingdom in the last days being destroyed. That's America. And the Lord's going to use the Russians to do it. All right, and this is a token of it. This article here, man. All right. I'm going to read it again. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that the West isn't taking his country's red line seriously, and the U.S. and its allies could be about to sleepwalk into a dangerous conflict with the world's largest nuclear power. And what's going to come forth from Russia? These missiles that are going to lay this whole land desolate, as the scriptures say. All right, the Lord will use, it's prophesied, the Lord will use the Russians, all right, in the last days to bring forth judgment to America. All right, Ezekiel 38:7, the Lord said, this was a report. He said we shall hear of reports of these things, which was what? You're going to say that word rumor. All right. One of the words inside that definition for rumor, all right, is a report. See? So we're hearing these reports. Ezekiel 38:7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword. We know what land this is. And is gathered out of many nations, out of many peoples, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. This is what's coming to America, the Russians. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. See? Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And when that happens, when the Lord puts a spirit on these Russians, which we're seeing is getting closer, the Lord's putting that spirit on them to be like, all right, man, you enough is enough. That's the scripture that's when this scripture is going to take place. And then what is Russia going to do? Verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, because in these cities, right? These cities in the ancient world were, when you went to a new city, it was gated off, it was walled off, it was barred off. All right. There was an established tower to, ask who you are. Here in America, you can go freely from state to state. There's no walls. There's no gates. There's no bars. All right. There's no border. Let's talk about America. And what are they going to do when they come here? Verse 12, to take a spoil. This is what the Russians coming to do. The Lord's going to put a spirit on them to do it, to take down America. It says to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. See? This is what the Russians are going to come to do. They're going to come over here to take a spoil, man. Let's get this and I'll end it off here, because the Lord ultimately was saving the Russians to eventually destroy America, man. It's in the book of Revelation. Let me see if I can get it real quick, and then I'll end it off here. Yeah, here we go. This is Revelation. This is Revelation 13. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. And it's just going back all the way to the Greek, the Roman Empire, right, coming into power. It's the same system coming back that we're living in now. America and NATO, it's that same beast system coming back. All right, and who's going to take it down? Who's the Lord going to use? The Russians. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. That's talking about Russia. All right, because Russia is going to be the end of the Edomite system. The Lord's going to use Edomites to destroy an Edomite system. All right, he's going to use a great, powerful Edomite nation to destroy, all right, what has been the greatest power structure, all right, ruled by the Edomites in these last days. The Lord's going to use the Russians, man. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. That's talking about Russia. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. See? It's that same system. All right. And at the base of the system, by the end of this system, is the bear. And that's talking about the Russians, man. So the system that's been set up, all right, in these last days, this great power structure known as America that has been established, all right, to rule over the whole earth is about to go into desolation, man. That's what the scripture says. And the Russians are going to bring forth that judgment. All right. All orchestrated through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching and ruling well in the scriptures. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and Abba Ball.